Good evening. Welcome to the Year in Review edition of Rams Preview. I'm your host, Kevin Terrell. Southgate Rams have just wrapped up a successful 6-5-1 record that saw them advance to the second round of the LA City Section Invitational Playoffs. And tonight we will review that entire season with highlights and quotes and stats and things like that, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the year and also preview the Y2K, year 2000 Southgate Rams, a little futuristic stuff. Before we get to that, let's get to the man, the coach, Gary Cordray. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening, Kevin.
How are you tonight?
Doing good.
I'm somewhat sad now that the season's over and the show's over and I won't be seeing you as often anymore. Are you as sad as I am?
Well, when we first started this, I was kind of sad, but now it's kind of like a little break to get away from you. But no.
That was a good little zinger you shot me there.
No, yeah, you know, that's the best part of the season here is coming in here and talking with you and seeing the guys and doing this show and seeing kids in a different light. And it's really enjoyable to doing the show, and it is kind of a sad ending to this season. But you know, you always look forward. This is our 16th year, so hopefully we'll have a 17th and we'll get started on that.
The kids turn their equipment in and everything. Do you see them off? Do you say any words of encouragement to the seniors and say things to the juniors and sophomores who will be returning to you?
Well, we've had still some. We have turned in the practice stuff and our game stuff, and that's all taken care of. We have a meeting every day with the kids that are on track and some of the kids that are off track, and we're still doing things. And yes, I individually will talk to each one of those guys. Talk to them about some of the things that I might expect them to do for next year, maybe a new position for them, or ask them what their goals are, or how they're going to work out in the weight room, or if they're going to run track, or if they're going to play another sport, or things like that, you know. But it's not long conversations. It's just saying things to let them know that I know them, and they know that I know them, kind of thing.
Do many of them seek you out to come to you to talk to you about things maybe going on in their lives outside of football?
Sometimes, but not too much anymore.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to the singers?
Well, you know, I always thank them for being on the team and playing their hardest, playing their best, and making sure that they can carry over their football experience into their goals in the future. And a lot of them will come back. A lot of them we'll never see again, and that's just the way life is. But they will always remember that football experience, and I know that. They'll know I know that, and that's just like an unwritten thing.
You're a teacher, and other than learning the game of football and learning what it takes to win, what do you hope your players take from them when they leave after playing in the Southgate program?
Well, the number one thing I'd hope that they would take is self-pride and loyalty, and those two things we've talked a lot about. And I also hope that they can take with them the fact that they can withstand any type of pressures that are put on them, whether they have to have extra people to help them with like a teamwork type situation, or if they can just gut it out on their own and be able to find ways to improve. Because see, these are the people that are going to go into society that I feel that are going to get the jobs over other people, because they have the ability to plan their practices or plan their life, plan their experiences that they're going to seek out. You have a goal, you go 1st and 10 and 1st and 10, and then maybe you have to punt, but you keep working for that goal. You know, you just don't say no. The first guy says no to you, you don't want to take that. Just keep going. Just keep going. Look for another door. Look for another answer. Look for another way to achieve that goal.
The structure and discipline that you've taught these guys in practice and games, and you said like 1st and 10, that's helping develop discipline that you hope that they carry out and to persevere in the work world. And also before that, a lot of them will be going on to college and so forth too.
Right. Well, we'll have a lot of kids do everything. You know, we'll get kids that will academically excel in college. Maybe some of them will go on and play football in a junior college level. We'll get some that will go right into the military, or some will go right into the workforce immediately after high school. So there's, you know, all kinds of areas in which our kids will go into after they leave high school.
Do you find that a lot of your players don't realize what football has taught them to afterwards?
Oh, that's the key right there. You know, you sit around every day and you talk about things, and you kind of put your practice schedule. Some days you'll say, okay, now see, this is like life, you know, you got to do this, this, and this, or this is like a game, and so on and so. They don't put those things together right away, because, I mean, you know, it takes years for you to understand what you really have to do in life. Even once you get into, after an educational institution, you got to figure out and revert back and think, wow, let me see, what did I need to draw upon for my high school or college experience to get me through here.
Do you ever reflect back on your days back in Ohio and going to Bowling Green and try to equate to what these kids may be going through?
All the time.
Yeah?
All the time. That's funny, because I do that all the time. My aunt, who's in her 70s, last year was in New Orleans with her son, which is my cousin, and he had a ring of Buckeyes. So I said, I want those Buckeyes. He goes, no, you can't have those, but I'll get my mom to get you some. So she goes out to a tree, Buckeye tree, down the street, sends them to me, and I got them just the other day. So I'm talking to her on the phone, you know, and I'm thinking about all the things. Where's that tree that she got it? Where's the location and all those things? You know, all that stuff comes back to you real fast.
Yeah, and something from home also, was it?
Yeah.
What memories from the season do you cherish the most?
The memories of the season I cherish the most? Well, I think that goal line stand in the Jefferson game was probably the #1 highlight. That was something unbelievable that our kids, as a group, dug down and got out of, and did an outstanding job. After that, I feel it was the Venice win in the playoffs that we played. Some people keep coming up to me right now and telling me that they thought that was the best football game that we played all year, and that we did a lot of great things, and they were really impressed with that. And I'd have to go along to a large degree. I think Venice helped us out a lot by doing some things that was not advantageous for them, but it was playing into our hands. But as a whole, I thought our team played a very, very good football game, and a very sound football game, as well as we could play in that game. So those two things right off the bat. The little 3-game winning streak we had at the end of the season, we beat Huntington Park soundly. That was probably our best, to me, that was our best game, because we just knocked the socks right off of their shoes, and we stuffed them defensively, and we played great special teams. All three of those. You see, that's what a real good football team is. Big score, no score, and great defense, or great special teams. That's a good ball game. Because usually what happens is you get a high-scoring game, and everybody goes, oh, what a great game. Well, the defense didn't play very well, or the offense played real well, or vice versa, you know. But you get all three of them playing together, that's really a good shutout, high-scoring ball game.
Where is the Garfield game rank in any of this?
Well, right up in there. I mean, obviously that was a very big game for us, and a good win for us, because it started our season off 1-0 in the league, and I think that catapulted us really into the playoffs. The kids had confidence because we had came off of a sound win against Belmont, which we had gotten beaten. We had gotten beat by Fremont and Huntington, Granada Hills 2 weeks before that. So the Belmont game propelled us into the Garfield game, and I think the Garfield game was very good for us. It was a great win at Garfield, and to see Mr. DeStefano, who used to be at Southgate, see him on the other side. I told you, don't believe yet till the season's over.
Do you said I asked you about memories. Do you take time to sit back and reflect on the season?
On our football season this year, yes. I do that all the time right now, and I'll evaluate a lot of things with our coaches. Sometimes right now, but I like for them to let them sit back and think about some things. But in January and probably early February, we'll talk to the coaches and get some ideas on what they think and the future of them and some of our players.
Okay. We're going to take a break, then we'll come back with some highlights from the 1998 season. Coming up right after this on the Rams Preview. Welcome back to the second segment of Rams Preview. Now we're going to take a look at some highlights from the 1999 season. So set your VCR, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Cordray for the touchdown. Field goal was good, Nick.
High formation. Brown takes the hand back. Fullback, decides to keep it himself and picks up the first down.
There's a fumble on the play, Kevin.
And the Rams are saying that they have it. And yes, they do. Right. Hand off to Castaneda, cuts upfield into the end zone, touchdown Southgate. One wide left, back to pass. Brown looks to his left, throws, lob up in the air. Jump ball, interception, yes. Left. And up to Cortez. Cortez is open field. Cortez is gone. See ya. Don't want to be ya. Touchdown Southgate.
He brought it to the house, Kevin.
Take it to the house, baby. Quick pitch. This is Brown trying to get to the outside. Knocked out of bounds. Last play. Brown. Oh! No! That's going anywhere! Southgate win!
Oh, stuffed it out! Oh, my! That was a great read.
Oh, my. snap. Looks to his left. Pressure by the Rams. Hit. Sack. Brought down. Tackle made by number 54. Wins on the right side. Quick handoff. And nothing doing for Mr. Clark. Low Mr. Clark on the left. Valley's a single receiver on the right. Looking to his left for Gutierrez. Thrown. Caught. Touchdown, Southgate. 2nd and 23. 4:51 remains in the half. Back to pass to Perez. Set up a screen. Intercepted. This is Torres. And Eric Torres will score. 14-0. Southgate. Well, let's make it again. 13-0. 3rd and 8. Back to pass to Perez. Pressure. Rolls out. Sacked and brought down. And the Rams try to run the clock, but Jonathan Lugo stays in bounds before he trips up and loses. And up to Lugo again, up the middle. Lugo on his feet. Lugo scores. Touchdown, Southgate.
The kick is up. And taken by Lugo. Keep his territory. Nice run. Takes a snap. Now we're back to punt, and there's a pass, and there's a pass. And now Southgate picks it up. Number 28, and Alodondo quarterbacking the Rams, and he hands off.
He has trips on the left. Back to passes Avadano. He looks to his right. Throws into the Castaneda. Caught by Castaneda. First down, Southgate. That is a nice pass. Hit him on the numbers and hit him in strong. Amazing thing you've ever seen. Back to passes Avadano. Looks. Throws for Castaneda. Caught by Pedro. Spinning around. The ball was thrown behind him. He's able to hang on. Avadano fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his right. Looks. Throws under pressure for Gutierrez. Caught. Touchdown, South. Yeah.
Great athlete, that's all it is.
Marino looks, throws, up in the air, deflected, and all 13. Back to pass Marino again. Looks, throw to Watcher on the screen. Watcher drops. Kick is blocked. Valenzuelos. Block the kick. Pick up Michael Terry. Touchdown, Southgate. split wide left, twins right to right. Back to passes Avadano. Looks to his left for Lugo. Looks, throws, caught by Lugo. Cuts inside for the first down. Cuts across the open field. Lugo still on his feet. Finally is tackled and brought down.
Lugo's going to take out 2 guys. The second one, it isn't too pretty, but there. So look at that. He left 2 guys in his wake to spring Avendano. Here you've got a hold.
Wasn't that a face mask?
4 weeks. I know what that's like. This year's flu is really tough.
Moore kicks off. Picked up by Lugo. Lugo has room to run. Lugo gonna score. Touchdown, Southgate.
He's going to the house.
To the house, baby, to the house. Jonathan Lugo.
No flags.
Back to passes Avendano. Looks to his left. Throw. Caught by one-handed by Torres. To the outside. Eric Torres flash throw as a clip.
Excellence.
Yes, a few flashes. Block kick. Bounces around. Rams looking for it.
No one knew where that one went.
Okay. Cortez runs to his right. Follows the block of Viata. Cuts up in the middle of the field. Spins. Runs. Touchdown. Southgate. 10. Minute 32 remains in this ballgame. Campbell back to pass. Looks. Throws. Intercepted. David Rios. Flags on the play. 2 flags.
Oh, man.
And up to Cortez. Up the middle, Cortez. Look out. Cortez, one man to beat. Octavius to the races, baby. To the house. No! It stopped just short of the end zone. Tackle.
At 11 from the 23-yard line. Quarterback Anton Clarkson keeping the ball. Southgate. Touchdown, Southgate. Ariel Celadon is the ball carrier. Yard line. Penalty markers down on the field. Passing in.
That was awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. I know we sure did. Coming back with the final segment of Rams Preview right after this. Welcome back to the final segment of Rams Preview. Coach, Christmas is on the way. Got anything you plan on getting me this year?
Hey, probably the same thing I got in my envelope last year. Nothing. Oh, you know, we're going to have a good celebration here, so we'll see what happens.
The previous bump before we went to the break for after the highlights, we saw a thanks that we sent out to our team mom, Linda Garcia. What exactly does a team mom do during the season?
Well, we have probably the best team mom in America. You know, this lady, Linda Garcia, has been a supporter of Southgate football for a long time, and the number one function that she does for us is she organizes the Thursday meals, and every week we have something a little bit different, and through her efforts for the past 4, 5, 6 years or so, I don't know how many, she's organized this meal. And that's just one of her functions that she does. And, you know, if somebody gets sick, we get cards, and she takes care of that, makes sure all the guys sign it. She keeps up on all the little motherly type things that a team kind of needs. But, you know, a lot of times you say something, and you see something, and they'll say, yeah, right, yeah. But now the team mom will come in, and we'll make sure that it's really nice. And she does all those little touches that make a football team special.
Because of all the male influence and the male coaches, can it be kind of gruff sometimes, and then she's there to add the feminine touch to it?
Exactly.
You need that.
Exactly. Yeah.
We all need that. That's why
Sure.
we're all married.
Sure.
And
she just does a great job. She is as proud of Southgate football as anybody that I've ever met, and we have other people like that. But she's the one who's kind of stepped forward and say, I'll do this and whatever else you need, and you know, and she just takes it upon herself, and we're very grateful and very happy to have her as a team mom.
I hear those Thursday meals are really big, like the Last Supper.
A lot of times they are. Yeah, a lot of times they are great, you know, and what she does is she organizes the parents to either donate money or donate food or get donations for us, you know, and a lot of them will cook. They'll come in, and we run it out through the cafeteria. So it's a great deal. And that Thursday night we have a little awards banquet that we present Players of the Week for them, and give them a T-shirt at the end of the season. They'll be getting their T-shirts. But it's a good situation, and she's really added a good touch to our program through the years.
Before we went to the highlights, I asked you, is there anything that you cherish the most from the season? Now I'm going to ask you conversely, is there anything at all during this year you wish you had done differently?
Do I wish we had done differently? As a team, I wish we would won more ball games. You know, I think that's probably the one thing. We've made what I thought good positions for our kids to be put in, and the kids either do or do not get those things done, and I think that we've done that pretty well all the way through the whole season. We played a very tough schedule, and we knew we were going to be in a tough schedule. We're going to have basically the same schedule next year, and it's going to be even tougher for us because we're going to lose a lot of kids.
Do you have as many road games next year as you did this year? You have 7 this year in total, including the playoffs.
It'll hopefully we'll have 6 home games to be in the season and only 4 road trips. If it stays that way, we'll be in pretty good shape. There'll be a lot of home games, and that'll help us a lot. And then whatever the playoffs brings to you, that'll be bonus. But it's going to be a little bit different season next year because of all the home games and a new group of players.
Do you regret going on the road so much this year?
No, I enjoyed it. I thought we played very well on the road. I thought the kids reacted well on the road. It didn't seem to bother us to play on the road. We didn't play as well in some games on the road as possible, and we didn't win as many as I thought we could have. But it wasn't because of the kids not reacting well. It's just that we just got outplayed by some of the better teams.
Are any players, I know you don't like singling out players, but is there anyone this year or any group of players that surprised you and played above what you anticipated going into the season?
Well, I knew Hugo was going to have a big season, and I thought Ricky would have a big season, and they did. But the biggest probably surprise that I had was Cortez Octavio as the running back. he emerged as probably the #1 running back that we had throughout the season, gained over 1,000 yards for us. I didn't expect him to get 1,000 yards, and I didn't expect him to run as well as he did, but I did expect him to play as a good running back for us. I was disappointed in Peter Castaneda because he got hurt, not in his performance, but I was just disappointed in the fact that his season wasn't what he wanted to have. But he hung around there, and he got a touchdown or two in the last game in the playoffs, and he was very excited. I was really happy to see that happen for him. But disappointed to see his type of season because he was such a great kid and worked real hard in the off season. Hector Bernabe and some of the guys on the line did a very good job. You know, I was real surprised to see Juan Rodarty, his brother, do a good job for us at center. Eric Torres played very well. He's coming back. The other lineman, Mora, the big 10th grader, he's going to be a great ball player for us in Southgate. He's got his feet wet this year, and he was in a great situation because Bernabe and Santos' two seniors really showed him what it takes to be an offensive lineman, and I think that's good for him. We got 4 or 5 guys coming back next year. It's going to help him out. He's going to be that anchor, I think, that we're going to look for.
Any funny stories or anything happened this year that was like the funniest thing you've ever seen?
Well, you know, I think some of the plays that happened, I forget which game it was, but we punted the ball, and it bounced off our head right into the guy's hands, and he recovered it. I think it was in the Jefferson game early. I mean, I haven't seen a play like that for a long, long time, ever, in fact. I was real happy with David Rios as he came along as a very, very good covered back and made a lot of nice tackles for us and got a big interception in the Jordan game, as you saw in one of the highlights. Caruana came by and stepped in as a youngster, had him play and started playing very well in the middle linebacker spot, and we had to move other people around, and it helped us. And his presence on defense was great. But funny stories, you know, I guess the kickoff in the Reseda game was probably about as funny as you could get. We practiced onside kicking, but we didn't practice that, and that was kind of funny. But no, I mean, a lot of little things here and there that wouldn't mean much on television. But, you know, basically everything went as scripted and as planned.
Moving to the new millennium, the Y2K Rams next year. Anything special we're going to see out of this team? Anything different? I know you have a turnover of players you just spoke of earlier, guys leaving, guys coming in. So what can we expect from the year 2000 Southgate Rams?
Well, I'm hoping that we'll play as good a defense as we played this year, if not better. And we've got a lot of experienced players coming back on the defense that I think will help us, especially the linebackers and our defensive backs, all 3 defensive backs, like Garcia and David Rios, as I said before. I really think that the defensive line will step up a little bit more this year. We got some guys that are coming back, and Christian Aguirre, you know, he owes us a good season. He didn't play as well as he would liked. I think he'll be dedicated and play a lot better next year. And I'm looking for Jesse Cruz to play a lot of good football for us on that defensive line next year. So I think we're going to see some players that didn't get a lot of time in this year or didn't have good seasons this year step up on the defense, and I kind of like that. Offensively, I think we're going to retool. We got a fairly good nucleus of linemen coming back, and our running back situation looks fairly decent. Andres Sencion, if he can get his grades eligible, I think he's going to be an outstanding running back for us next year. And I'm real happy with Miguel Castaneda coming back and his progress that he made this year. Our quarterback right now, we have Nieves, who's a backup this year, is going to be a senior. He'll have the first shot. I think the Frosh-Soft quarterback, we have a couple down there. Franco has a shot, maybe. We have Acosta has a shot, and Gutierrez has a shot. There's 3 or 4 guys that's possibly going to be taking a good look at to have the opportunity to play quarterback for us next year. So I think overall we're going to have a very fine team for us next year.
On a personal level, what's the best thing about coaching here at Southgate?
Best thing about coaching here at Southgate, all the people that surround the program and make it super. I think I feel like Pop Spiegler or the Boston Pops or whatever, you know. You're just the conductor, and you got all these things here, and you try to put them together. Different people want to do different things. They just help you out so many things. The kids are special. The parents are great. The faculty supportive. The administration is supportive. The cable television. Got community people that are excited about our team. And you know, I don't think that you could have a better situation in the United States. Even Odessa, Texas probably doesn't have as much support as we have. You know, we don't have the pressures that they have, but you know, this is a great place to coach football.
Before we close up here, you want to thank some special people.
Yes, I do. You know, we've talked about Linda Garcia, but Georgina Clegg's been with us for all 18 years that I've been here, and she keeps stats up in the stands. Henry Gonzalez, the Booster Club president, and I'd like to thank Papa John Maloney. And without his help, this program wouldn't be possible, and a lot of the meals that we'd have wouldn't be as possible. He just supports our program, you know, makes sandwiches for us, sends us meat to cook, you know, and it's just great that he can do all that for us. You know, Southeast Awards and LAX tacos. We have meals here every day for the kids. I really like the way that Robert Melanig runs this program with the kids. They get a chance to get hands-on experience in a live action situation with football games and in studios here. So what they study, they get to really put their hands on. So when he's talking about things, and it's not just abstract or it's not out of a book, you really get to do it. I think that's great for our community, and it's great for the kids that work here. A lot of them come through the programs that we've had here for 17 years, and I think it's just been great. I can't tell you the quality of the cameras has gone down or gone up in all the years that we've been here, in all 18 years. It just seems like it's really very professional. And I watch other cable stations, and I watch the Fox and things. And I tell you right now, these guys, under Robert's direction, do as good a job as anybody in America. I'll put them up against anybody's Academy Awards or whatever. These guys